everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today's Academy Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in Academy Android application. So in this app course you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision ebooks which are optimized for reading on your mobile itself. Apart from it, you are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. Please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay, so now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today, and today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 16th of December 2021. Starting with very first question, which union ministry is implementing the umbrella scheme named as Atal Vayo Abhyuday Yojana? So this is implemented by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and the scheme aims for welfare of senior citizens across the country. And this has several components. For example, Rashtriya Vayoshri Yojana, that is RVY. Then there is Sacred Portal and many other things. Okay. Now apart from it, Union Education Ministry is all set to launch Bhasha Sangam mobile application, and the app aims to introduce users with common daily conversations in scheduled Indian languages. Can you tell me how many languages are there in the Indian Constitution? Please write in the comments. And the application has 100 plus sentences designed on different themes that allow the people to learn basic sentences in the Indian languages and attend self-test as well, and they can generate online certificates. Also, it enables the people to learn different languages of different states of India. Okay. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that Uttar Pradesh government has recently approved to implement Atmanirbhar Krishak Integrated Development Scheme in the state from 2021 to 2022, and it will help to achieve the center under Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. Then earlier we have seen that Ministry of Electronics and IT has released a national strategy on blockchain, in which 44 potential areas have been identified for the use of blockchain technology in India, and the ministry has proposed to set up a national blockchain framework with 3 participants, namely user, operator and technology stack builder. Okay. Question number 2. What is the name of the portal launched by Ministry of Civil Aviation for seamless air travel during COVID? So Ministry of Civil Aviation launched the Air Suvidha portal in August 2020 for seamless air travel during COVID pandemic. Recently, in the wake of Omicron threat, Ministry of Civil Aviation and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare mandated contactless self-declaration at Air Suvidha portal. So it aims to provide hassle-free air travel to all the international passengers arriving in India. Okay. Now apart from it, Minister of State for Civil Aviation, Mr. V.K. Singh, announced that Airports Authority of India is working on the country's first facial recognition technology-based biometric boarding system, which is a part of first phase of Digi Yatra. And this is a kind of initiative that seeks to promote paperless air travel. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that British Airways will become the first airline to use sustainable aviation fuel produced on a commercial scale in the UK after signing the agreement with Phillips 66 Limited. So this type of fuel is a low carbon intensity fuel that can be produced from renewable feedstocks such as vegetable oils, fats and greases, and it will be supplied to British Airways to power many of its flights from early 2022. Okay. And when do we observe International Civil Aviation Day? it is observed on 7th of December to raise awareness about the role aviation plays in the social and economic development. And do remember that International Civil Aviation Organization, which is a United Nations body, is the nodal agency to manage and ensure cooperation among various air carriers, and headquarters lies in Canada. Fine. Question number 3. Which space agency launched its Laser Communications Relay Demonstration, that is LCRD? So recently on 7th of December, NASA launched its new LCRD, and it is the NASA's first ever laser communication system from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. So this will help the NASA to test optical communication in space, because currently most NASA spacecraft use radio frequency communications to send data. So LCRD has 2 optical terminals, one to receive data from a user spacecraft and the other to transmit data to ground stations. Now apart from it, scientists have recently discovered Mercury-like exoplanet named as GJ367b, where one year is only 8 hours long. So it belongs to the ultra short period group of exoplanets that orbit their star in less than 24 hours. Okay. Now also we have seen that SpaceX has successfully launched a Falcon 9 rocket carrying 48 Starlink internet satellites and 2 Black Sky satellites as a payload from Florida. Okay. Now in the previous lecture we have talked about Leonard. It is a comet C2021A1 and it was spotted in the month of November, and before that it was discovered in January 2021. So it was picked up by the telescope with a greenish coma at the heart of NGC 465, also known as Whale Galaxy. Okay. Question number 4. Which Indian bureaucrat was invited to join the board of advisors of International IDEA? So former Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora has been invited to join the board of advisors at the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance. Mission of this institute is to support sustainable democracy. So this was established in 1995 and the headquarters lies in Stockholm, Sweden. And currently it has 34 member countries from all the continents. Okay. Now apart from it, Petr Fiala, the leader of Civic Democratic of Czech Republic, has been appointed as the new Prime Minister of the country. And he earlier served as the country's Minister of Education, Youth and Sports from 2012 to 2013. Then recently Vivek Johari has been appointed as the Chairman of Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Also to remember that Al Raisi has been elected as the President of Interpol and he is the Inspector General of UAE. Headquarters of Interpol is in Lyon, France. Now apart from it, Amitabh Bachchan has been appointed as Brand Ambassador of Amway India. Then the state government of Maharashtra is set to appoint Salman Khan as COVID vaccination ambassador. And MC Maricom has been appointed as brand ambassador of TriFed Adi Mahotsav. Okay. Now you have to tell me who has recently been signed as brand ambassador of GUVI. Please write your answers in the comment section. Question number 5. Which country is the first to announce a working week of 4.5 days? So UAE announced its new working week of 4.5 days with Friday afternoon plus Saturday and Sunday forming the new weekend for government employees. So UAE currently has a Friday-Saturday weekend which corresponds with other countries in the region, and the new plan will align the working with Western schedules as well. So do remember that UAE is the first nation in the world to introduce a national working week shorter than global 5-day week. Okay. Now talking about UAE, recently it has entered into an agreement of arms deal amounting to $19 billion for procurement of 80 Rafale fighter jets and 12 military helicopters for its armed forces. and this deal is seen as the largest overseas sale of Rafale jets by France, and it is expected to directly support 7,000 jobs in the France. Okay. Now apart from it, recently China has launched the first cross-border train as a part of Belt and Road Initiative connecting China and Laos. And BRI is the infrastructure development strategy of China adopted in the year 2019. Question number 6. Which institution launched a capacity building program? She is a change maker. Very obvious answer. National Commission for Women, that is NCW, launched a pan-India capacity building program named as She is a Change Maker, and the program has been launched for women representatives at all levels, Gram Panchayats to Parliament members and political workers. So it aims to improve the leadership skill of women along with decision making and communication skills. Okay. Now can you tell me which institution released a report titled as Waste Wise Cities, Best Practices in Municipal Solid Waste Management? So this is from Niti Aayog, and the report was launched along with Center for Science and Environment. Also it documents best practices from 28 cities in 15 states of India. Now let's revise some of the important reports and indices. Global Hunger Index is a comprehensive measure and track of hunger across the globe, and in this particular index, India has been ranked at 101 position in 2021, and last year the rank was 94th. Then talking about Global Food Security Index, India has been ranked at 71st among 113 countries, and it considers total of 58 unique food security indicators including income and economic inequality. So various countries shared the top rank, for example Ireland, Australia, UK, Finland, Switzerland, Netherlands, then Canada, Japan, France and US. Okay. Question number 7. Which United Nations body organizes the International Anti-Corruption Day? So this day is observed on 9th of December every year across the world, and it is organized by United Nations Development Program. So this day aims to raise awareness on the importance of getting rid of corruption, which prevents the progress towards sustainable development goals. And United Nations Convention Against Corruption was drafted in the year 2003. Now apart from it, United Nations General Assembly declared 4th of December as International Day of Banks, and it was celebrated for the first time in 2020. So this day is celebrated to recognize the importance of multilateral and international development banks in financing sustainable development. Also, it recognizes the important role of banking system in order to contribute to the improvement of standard of living. Then, International Day of Persons with Disabilities is marked on 3rd of December, and obviously this day is observed to mark the rights and well-being of people with disabilities at every level of society and development. Then Day of Remembrance for all the victims of chemical warfare is observed by United Nations on 30th of November, and the day is marked to pay tribute to the victims of chemical warfare. Then World AIDS Day is observed every year on 1st of December across the world, and the theme for this year was End Inequalities, End AIDS, and Pandemic. Now question number 8. India recently test-fired the air version of the BrahMos, which is a dash. BrahMos is actually supersonic cruise missile, and India successfully test-fired the air version of BrahMos from the integrated test range of Chandipur of the coast of Odisha. And the air version of the missile was test-fired from supersonic fighter aircraft Sukhoi 30 Mk first, and as per the DRDO, the launch has cleared the way for serial production of air version BrahMos missiles. Okay. Now apart from it, the Indian Air Force is set to demonstrate the use of indigenously developed AESA radar. What does it stands for? Active Electronically Scanned Array. So now with this, India will be one of the few countries to have an indigenous force multiplier, and the developed radar is 95% indigenous with only one imported subsystem. So it has the capacity to track as many as 50 targets in the sky at a range in excess of 100 kilometers. Then Indian Navy's sail training ship INS Sudarshini visited Port Sultan Qaboos, which lies in Oman, for a 3-day operational turn round, that is OTR. So this ship is a part of 1st Training Squadron based at Kochi, which trains sea trainees of Indian Navy, and INS Sudarshini is an indigenously built sail training ship built by Goa Shipyard Limited and based at Kochi, Kerala. Okay. Question number 9. Pakyang and Soreng are the two new districts to be formed in which state? So the Sikkim Assembly passed the Sikkim Reorganization of District Bill of 2021 for the creation of 2 more districts, and Sikkim will have now 6 districts after Governor Ganga Prasad gives his assent to the bill. And the House also passed an amendment bill to rename Sikkim State University after Mount Kanchenjunga, which is actually the guardian deity of the people. Now also we have seen that Madhya Pradesh has recently announced the implementation of Police Commissionerate system in Bhopal and Indore. So now under this new structure, DM is interested with issuing arrest warrants and licenses, while the SP has powers and responsibilities to investigate crime and make arrest. Now apart from it, El Salvador has decided to issue the world's first sovereign Bitcoin bonds and build Bitcoin City, which will be free of income, property and capital gains taxes. So El Salvador plans to issue $1 billion to tokenized US dollar denominated 10-year bonds. So half of the funds of Volcano bond will be converted to Bitcoin, and the other half will be used for infrastructure and Bitcoin mining, which is powered by geothermal energy. Okay. Now coming to last question. In the recent monetary policy, repo and reverse repo rates were fixed at dash and dash respectively. So RBI Governor Shaktikant Das announced that the Monetary Policy Committee had opted to keep the rates unchanged, and with this, repo and reverse repo rates currently stand at 4% and 3.35% respectively. So RBI also maintained its stance as accommodative, and this is the 9th policy meeting where committee has maintained the key lending rate in a row. And projection for real GDP growth is retained at 9.5% and CPI inflation at 5.3% in financial year 2022. Now apart from it, do remember that UPI is the single largest retail payment system in the country with 14 crore transactions per day in October 2021, and 50% transactions were below 200 rupees. So RBI has recently proposed to increase the transaction limit for payments made through UPI, that is Unified Payment Interface, for the retail direct scheme and initial public offering applications to 5 lakh rupees from the earlier 2 lakh rupees. And also RBI proposes to launch UPI based payment products for feature phone users. Okay. Now apart from it, the Forbes, which is an American business magazine, releases the ranking of 100 most powerful women of the world every year, and this year Jeff Bezos' former wife Mackenzie Scott earned the topmost spot in this year's list. And second was US Vice President Kamala Harris, and third was the head of European Central Bank Christine Lagarde. Do remember that India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is ranked at 37th position. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.